Good morning. So let us start with a new lesson today, improvement in food resources. So when we talk about improvement in food resources, first of all we have to understand what is a resource. So we can say anything which is useful to us is called as a resource. Now in the previous chapter we understood about natural resources. So we understood there anything which is available naturally or the resources which are available naturally in the earth's crust are called as natural resources, right? That means all the resources which are useful to us. Now let that be anything. Now we talk about books, we talk about our daily things what we use. All are resources. Why? Because we require them. So we define resources as materials which are used to us, or which we use them to our daily needs, to our requirement, are known as resources. So we term here it as food resources. Why food resources? Because food is the major source, or what we can say is it is the major source for all organisms to survive. Plants, animals all require food to survive, right? So we will study here how we can improvise these food resources, in which way, how to improvise its quality, quantity, and what are the methods used for improvising, we will be studying in this lesson. Now when we talk about food resources, we also talk about the type of food we consume. Now basically we consume both plant food and animal food, right? So what type of nutrients are required by our body? So basically our body requires carbohydrates, right? Proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals. So these are the nutrients required by our body. Why are these nutrients required by our body? For our growth, development, these nutrients are required by our body. But how are they required? All are required in the same amount? No. We require carbohydrates, or we can say carbohydrates, protein and fats are required very large number in our body. Then vitamins and minerals. Yes, vitamins and minerals are required in very small quantity. So we term carbohydrates, proteins and fat as macronutrients and vitamins and minerals as micronutrients. Though they are required in very small number by our body, but still it acts a very vital role. See, vitamins itself, if I break it into things, I get vital amines, right? That means they are very important to our body. Deficiency of vitamins causes several diseases. Say deficiency in A, vitamin A causes night blindness, vitamin D causes rickets, vitamin C causes scurvy. So there are many vitamins. Due to their deficiency, there are many diseases which our body causes. Now when we talk about this carbohydrates, protein, fats, they are required large in quantity in our body for our growth and development. So the next what we so these nutrients we get from animal and plant source. Now basically when we talk about food resources here, why do we require, or why should we improvise the food resources? That is one question. So why should we improvise the food resources? And if you are improvising it, how are we improvising it? In what way we are improvising it? So these two questions we will be answering, or we are dealing with why and how in this whole chapter. So when we talk about why we have to improvise the food resources, because as the population of our country is increasing, right, more and more food we require. More number of people, now more number of people in your home, more amount of food you buy from outside, correct? Similarly, as and when population is increasing, the quantity of the food also increases. That means we have to grow more and more amount of food resources, right? But when we are doing it in quantity wise, we are doing it in bulk wise, we should not compromise with the quality. Now what will happen as the demand increases? more and more food resources increases, production increases, its quality also sometimes decreases, right? How? By adulterating, by many other means. So basically what we look here, why are we improvising the food resources? That is, we have to enhance it because we want much in quantity because of to feed for our population. How? That means along with the quantity, the quality also should not be compromised in the food resources, right? It should not be adulterated, the crop yield should be good. So all these things we'll be discussing in this. Now basically when we talk about improvement, we talk about improvement in widely two areas here. One is about plant improvement, or you can say production in the plant improvement, and another is the animal. Production in the animals, not exactly production in the animal improvement, production in the plant resources or production in the animal resources. How do we get the resources from plants and animals, and how are we improvising it, and if we are improvising it, what measures we are taking to improvising it. So when we talk about here plants, first of all, we talk about here agriculture. In plant sector, what comes? Agriculture. Right? Animal sector, we talk about animal husbandry. So when we talk about, let's first discuss with this, then I'll come to this part. So when we talk about animal husbandry, what all we talk about? We talk about cattle rearing, we talk about fish production or fish rearing because it is the main source of protein. Then we talk about poultry. Right? Then we talk about apiculture. We know about cattle, we know about fish, we know about poultry. Apiculture is rearing of bees, honeybees. We call this is about animal husbandry. So we'll be studying in detail about its production and what improvement can be done in this part. Now, when we talk about plants and agriculture, to enhance the crop variety, or to different approaches are given for the different agricultural techniques or the field to enhance the crop production. So here we discuss about crop variety improvement. Next we discuss about here, once we discuss about crop variety, that means we should know what type of crops we are growing. Now once we grow the crops, we have to see that how to produce them. So crop production, we should know the variety of crops. For example, if I have to grow cotton, there are so many varieties of cotton. That means I have to study in depth about it, correct? So we should know about the crop variety. When can I grow this crop? Under which season I have to grow this crop? What soil is best for this crop? So depending on the crop, I have to understand its variety of crop. I have to understand what best is suitable for the given crop. After we understand about the crop, we understand about its production. Now, how much production or how much if I grow these many things, what will be the yield, what will be the output? We study about crop production management. Third, once we selected the crop variety, we selected the field, we selected the soil, everything, we started producing it in large numbers. Yes, but after producing it, I need to also know how to protect the crop, right? So the last one is crop protection management. So all this will come under agriculture, that is, and all this will come under animal husbandry. We will be studying in depth about this chapter. Now, as we discussed, why there should be an improvement, or if we are doing an improvement, how it has to be. So, based on this, in India, Dr. Swami Ranganathan started a green revolution system. So, what does it mean is, green revolution system gives us or enhances us to grow more and more crops of different varieties by using different new techniques which are available. See, now always as there is a growth and development of new technologies, more and more different techniques will start coming. So in Green Revolution started by Dr. Swaminathan, he adapted the new techniques on which he can grow and he can improvise the quality of the crops. Along with that, white revolution was also started. So white revolution is to enhance the production of the milk. So as we talk about agriculture, we also talk about the animal husbandry part here. So when we understand about the crop protection, but before that we need to understand what are the different types of crops which we can grow so that they can fulfill the nutrients which our body requires. We will be discussing about animal husbandry in the second part of the lesson. Initially we will be discussing about agriculture. So when we come to this, we have to know which are the varieties of crops or which are the types of crops what we grow. Why? Because our body requires all type of nutrients, macro as well as micro. So different cereals when I talk about, so I can say different crops, I'm sorry, not cereals, different types of crops when I talk about here. I will just clear this part. Types of crops I talk about, so which are, it can be cereals, then it can be seeds, it can be pulses, then it can be also vegetables, fruits and spices, right? We grow these many types of crops, all seeds, pulses, cereals, vegetable, fruits and spices. These are the source of nutrients which they provide. Now when I talk about cereals, rice, wheat, jawar, paddy, all this will come under cereals. So they are the main source of carbohydrates. Now when I talk about seeds, these are edible seeds, some of them. Nuts we can talk about, oil seeds we can talk about, right? Sunflower seeds we can talk about. So these are, I will just write nuts here, these are the sources of fats. When I talk about pulses, right? Pulses are all legumes, grams, peas, all this will come under pulses. So I will just write here pea, then grams, different types of grams what we have, etc. So these are the main sources of proteins, right? Last comes when we talk about vegetables, fruits and spices. These are the combination of vitamins and minerals. So these are the nutrients required by our body, and these are the different types of crops what we grow. Now when we talk about different types of crops, we should also know when and what is the best time to grow the crops. Now even there are certain seasonal fruits what we talk about, right? Those seasonal fruits are only available. Now this is a season of mango, right? Do we get mango in December? Do we get mangoes in November? No. So there are seasonal fruits. So we should know which is the best time to grow what fruit, under what soil. These seeds, pulses, cereals, all these things you should know when to grow, under what condition, that means under what climatic condition, is rainy season, winter season or during the summer season, what is the best temperature suitable for a particular crop. And along with that, not only temperature, you all might have seen. Now what we see around us everywhere is two types of soil what we basically know. One is red soil and one is black soil, right? What we basically see. Again in that we have a different type. You might have studied in your social science, alluvial soil and all, etc. So different soil pattern is suitable for a different crops to grow here. So a farmer will better know about that. Like teachers know better about the subject. Teachers know what to teach about what particular subject. Now tomorrow if you bring and teach me social science, I will not be able to teach, right? Because that is not my subject. Similarly, now farmers know if I have to grow rice, if I have to grow paddy, nuts, legumes or the spices, what particular season is best and what particular soil is best. Now based on the season and the crops, we classify the seasonal crops into two types. You all have studied that under social science, and some of you are in science last year 8th grade also. That is Rabi season and Kharif season. So the two seasonal crops what we grow is Kharif season and another is Rabi season. So Kharif season I can tell you which is grown in the during the time of June to October, right? That means this is grown during the rainy season. Crops are grown in between June to October in the rainy season are called as Kharif season crops. Now when we talk about Rabi season, this is say from November to April, right? So from November to April, usually what do we have from November to April? It is the combination of a winter as well as a summer season. I just write winter season here. Winter as a summer. So we assume we understand this under Rabi season. So which are the basically crops what we grow under Kharif season? Rice, paddy, soya, etc. What are the different crops which can grow in the Rabi season? Wheat, mustard, linseeds, etc. So these crops are grown under Kharif season. Now we are not studying here under what type of soil do we grow this year, right? But basically the knowledge about the seasonal crops, the knowledge about the types of crops should be known so that we can get a better yield at a particular time. So this was about the basic introduction of the lesson of improvement in food resources. The actual part of the lesson, that is what are the different approaches as we discussed we give to for the better production of the crops, that we will be studying in our tomorrow's class. Now what are those? Those are crop variety improvement. How can we improvise the variety of crop? Once we understand the crop variety improvement, we see that how to produce it in the large scale. Once the production is done, we understand that and we safeguard the crop so that we protect the crop from insects, rodents, pests, etc. So that we will be doing it in our tomorrow's class. So in today's class, if you have any doubt, please call on the same day of the video set. Thank you.